Floodwater started gushing into TERESA MIQUITAIO's home. It was when Cyclone Idai struck central Mozambique in March. One wall collapsed, then another. She ran and climbed this tree to escape the rising torrent. Her sister and her 2 small children climbed this one. She saw them washed away when it collapsed.
I was very sad because my sister was gone. That night I stayed in the tree, crying. The next day people came in a canoe to rescue us. Eventually we found their bodies.
This tents now TERESA's home. Hundreds of people were killed by 2 cyclones that struck Mozambique earlier this year. Thousands are still in camps. That's where they're meant to vote in Tuesday's presidential election. The people here have gathered to register for food handouts. The cyclones affected areas where many people have historically voted for the political opposition. Rights groups say many won't be able to vote because voting cards were washed away and haven't been replaced. The political opposition say the ruling Frelimo party have used humanitarian assistance to campaign for votes. It was the port city of Beira where the first cyclone made landfall. The city's mayor is now running for president. He leads a growing opposition party called MDM. We met him campaigning in a remote village that 7 months ago was underwater. He's not happy with the government's response.
They're even saying that if you don't vote to us, if you don't spend your vote to us, you won't get the food. So that's what they're doing. And that is very bad. But I'm worried because the international community is watching and they're not doing anything.
The cyclones ripped through roads and washed away bridges, many of which have now been repaired. The ruling Frelimo party says its recovery programme has been a success. It promises to continue if it stays in power, and it denies foul play.
That's not true. Take the humanitarian aid and give it to the population. Is that the case? That's not true. Humanitarian aid was distributed in front of the international community.
Election season might bring handouts and promises from politicians, but most cyclone victims, like TERESA, lived in grinding poverty before the storms and since. An election won't change that. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Tica, Mozambique.